Yes, kalispera. Good afternoon, my dear friends. I'm Elena, and you're watching Made with Yiayia. Today, I thought I was going to make something very Greek, but with a twist of something to make it a little bit faster. I've noticed that many of you loved my spanakopita made with the pastry dough. So today, I'm going to show you adiropita, which is a cheese pita. So delicious. You are going to love it and so simple. I'm gonna go grab my ingredients and let's get started. Opa! There are 3 cheeses in this. The one is 1 cup of ricotta cheese. One cup of course, delicious feta cheese, because you cannot have a tiropita without feta. So just crumble it up. And 1 cup of cottage cheese. So when we combine these 3 cheeses together, it actually gives it a nice creaminess, which is absolutely delicious for this pita. Now to it, we're going to add 2 whole eggs. Everything just goes into the one big bowl. 1 egg yolk I want to save, so I'm going to try this one in case I don't do too well on the last one. Because that's going to be our egg wash on the top. Yay! So again, 2 eggs, and the egg white of the third egg. The egg yolk we save for the top for our egg wash. As far as our spices, 2 tablespoons of, I use the fresh dill that I've frozen actually from our garden, so 2 tablespoons. For our spices, also we add a ½ teaspoon of salt. You don't want to add too much because our feta is salty. 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper, and 1 teaspoon of our dried oregano. And that's it. All we do now is mix it all together. I know what I always say, even now that it's not even cooking yet, that dill smell is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend, if you can get your hands on fresh dill, there is no comparison. And if you get your bunch, you can wash it, put it in long pieces together, put it in bags, freeze it, and then you have fresh dill all year round. That's what we love to do with our garden dill. And it's so, so good. And that's it. So this part is done. I'm gonna put it aside, and we're gonna get the dough part ready. I like to use my 9 by 13 baking dish, I guess. It's more the flatter one. And it's just the perfect height to make tiropita. This is one of my favorite puffed pastries. And it turns out absolutely perfect every time. And this is my shortcut. I will be doing a post on actually making the phyllo pastry. I'm trying to perfect it myself and finding the easiest way so anyone will be able to make it, but still there's a lot of work involved. So I love my little shortcuts because it's still absolutely delicious. And it gives incentive for many of you to try it. So when you use any kind of dough, you want to always lightly flour the surface. Let's see if I'm gonna be lucky this time. It doesn't seem, this particular one, even though I love how it cooks, sometimes it sticks and I can't take it completely apart, but it's not a big deal. I will show you exactly what I do if it doesn't cooperate with me. So there's always 2 pieces in this one, which is what we want. One we're going to use on the top and one we're going to use on the bottom. So I have a feeling sometimes when they start to defrost, yeah, I can't take it apart. No problem. What we do, make sure we've got flour on both sides, and we just roll it to the size that we need. You can always improvise, right? This is one of my favorite rolling pins. I got it when I started doing this channel. It's just such a perfect tool to have if you're doing anything that requires rolling out. I got it on Amazon, so definitely worth a look if you don't have something like this and you would like to make various pastry type things. So the bottom one, we always want to make it a little bit bigger than the pan. So I usually kind of, yeah, it looks about okay. If it's not perfectly stretched out, you can do it even while you're putting it on your pan. I have sprayed it with an olive oil base spray, so this doesn't stick. So I made it a little bit too big on the one side, no big deal, just scrunch it up underneath. We just want it to kind of come up the sides, so when we put our mix in, we still have a little bit to play with to make it a little bit pretty, going around the edging when we connect it. Okay, there we go. Pretty simple so far, right? So I'm just going to add all of my cheese mix. So just press it all the way to the corners. Distribute it all nicely in your pan, in your dough. Now again, we're going to do the same thing, only this one, oh, it looks like this might open. Let's see. See, this is basically, it's folded in 3, but yeah, it's gonna, I don't want to make a mess of it. I'd rather just roll it out. So this one, we're basically going to only make it to the size of the pan, so it kind of fits within. It doesn't have to be as big. Looks like I didn't have enough flour on the bottom. That's okay. Just stretch it out this way a bit now. As you can see, it's pretty versatile. As long as you don't overly pull, it won't rip on you. So let's put this on top. All we do now is connect it, and we pinch it and turn and tuck, just like we did with the spanakopita. Just do a little turn and tuck it. As long as you're pinching the edges together first, and then we do a little turn and tuck. There we go. So now our actual egg yolk, to it we're going to add 2 teaspoons of milk. And we're just going to beat it together a little bit. This is going to be our egg wash. So just to kind of mix it together, make sure the milk and the yolk breaks properly. I find it gives it a beautiful golden color too. You want to coat it all the way nicely around, get all your edges. In the meantime, I have started the preheat of my oven to 380 degrees. So in order to help it to cook properly, I like to just score a little bit the top. That way it kind of, the steam can come out of all those delicious cheeses. So we don't have to go all the way down. Just to try and get that top layer. And do it gentle, because unlike the spinach pita, this is creamy and it wants to pop out on us. We'll just try as gentle as possible. And our final ingredient that we love is sesame seeds. So when my oven is ready, I'm gonna put it in and we're going to cook it for 30 minutes. After that, it might need just 10 more minutes. Remember, ovens vary. So keep an eye on it on those last 10 minutes. We just want it to get nice and golden. We want the whole, to get a nice crunch to it. So let's get this in the oven and I'll show you exactly what it should look like when it's ready. Our pita is ready. Oh man, it looks so beautiful. Look how nice and golden that it turned out. Yum, yum, yum. Now I'm gonna cut it. I did take it out of the pan because if it sits in any type of pan, then the moisture, it'll start to sweat. And you don't want the bottom to get soggy. You want it to have this nice golden color and you want it to remain as crunchy as possible, right? Okay, let's start cutting. Now listen to this, guys. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take one of the middle pieces. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Golden. Okay, let's see here. It's still kind of warm. Oh guys, delicious. The perfect combination of cheeses. The crust is nice and crunchy. Very easy to make. Give it a try. I know your family will love it just as much as mine does. You've been watching Elena, and this is Made with Yiayia. Opa!